Hey, welcome to today's LINC Talks Podcast. I'm here with Jason Kimbrow from Legacy Church in Fayetteville, Arkansas.
Go Hogs.
Woo, pig suey.
That's right.
If you don't know the hog call, then you're not from Arkansas.
That's right.
Isn't that right?
That's right.
Hey, Jason, take just a minute and tell us a little bit about who Jason Kimbrow is, maybe a little your journey in ministry.
Yeah, so I grew up, my dad was a pastor.
Yeah.
And he was a Baptist pastor. I remember we would go to all these small churches in Arkansas. You know, we'd hop in the station wagon on Sunday early. And this was back when, church wasn't an hour and 20 minutes. It was all Sunday morning and then all night,
Gotcha.
And then
dinner on the grounds.
Oh yeah, Fellowship Hall, baby.
That's it.
So my dad grew up, I grew up as a pastor's kid and was like, I'm not going to be a pastor. And had a rebellious season in high school, college.
Oh, you don't look like you'd ever have a rebellious
Got in
season.
a lot of trouble. I know. Got in a lot of trouble. And came back to my senses and thought that was going to be enough, Thought I was just, okay, now I'm just going to be a good Christian. I'm going to go to church. I'm going to have good character. I'm going to serve a little bit. I'm going to be a good man of God.
Yeah.
And then I just started to feel the call to ministry. I started to feel the call to preach, and naturally pretty introverted. So it wasn't like I was ever like, I want a microphone and I want to preach to crowds. That was not me.
Yeah.
I would get visions in my head of like preaching and teaching the word and it impacting people.
Yeah.
And I wasn't trying to do that. And I just could not avoid it.
Yeah.
It was so heavy on me. And I eventually just said yes. And in the Baptist world, I don't know where everybody's from, but like when we go into ministry, we say we surrender to the call. Yeah. It's like, I give up. I guess I'll do it,
If you're going to twist my arm, I guess
and that's
I'll do
how it was. I mean, there's a lot of people like, maybe they want to be in ministry, but are you called? And I was called. I tried to get out of it and I couldn't. I could not avoid being in ministry. And even since then, I've had a couple seasons where I could get out and I can't get out.
Yeah.
We did college ministry for a long time. Was with a church called New Life Church for a long time. Great church.
Yeah.
Did college ministry, student conference, executive team, and then campus pastor. I've done a lot of different things.
Yeah.
And then now we just launched a church about 9 months ago called Legacy Church there in Fayetteville. Yeah.
Well, and most of your ministries is pretty much just in Arkansas most of the time, right?
I'm a global leader, Bobby.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I'm born and raised, I was born in Memphis, but I mean, most of my time has been in Arkansas. And then, I've been in Arkansas. Yeah. I'm an Arkansan.
Well, there you go. Arkansas is the only state mentioned in the Bible. You know that, don't you?
I've heard this one.
Yeah. Noah looked out the ark and saw.
It's beautiful.
There you go.
It's biblical.
I just want to make sure everybody in the audience caught that.
That's it. That's a rhema word.
Yeah. As I'm listening to your story and in talking to you, when you came and talked to me about LINC coming alongside of you and helping you plant, we had several conversations, and one of the things that was on your heart and part of a passion was to build a discipleship church, a discipleship model church. And so you're 9 months into that journey. So tell us a little bit about, why that was such a passion to build a discipleship church, a discipleship model church.
Well, I think it's a personal passion of mine and maybe even where just my natural gifting leans to.
Yeah.
So, and then obviously there's different ways to disciple people. I think I wanted to build a church that would last and fruit that would last, like it says in John 15. And I just love developing people and, teaching people and that life on life transformation. That's kind of the way that I've done ministry. Mm-hmm. And then when the opportunity came for me to lead my own church, I was like, I would like for this to be our niche, our angle, the way that we do things. And we're only 9 months in. So I don't really
Still
have
learning.
I don't really have anything figured out.
You don't have any expert advice, seasoned advice.
Not really. No, because I feel like we're barely just pulling off Sunday service right now.
Yeah.
And so it's not like I can really speak like, well, we've discipled so many people, and and lots of things have changed in culture and in life too. It's like, well, what does discipleship look like in 2024? What's it going to look like next year and the next 5 years? Yeah. And so I feel like I don't know a whole lot anymore, honestly, and I'm just trying to figure it out. But the heart was the reason we named our church Legacy Church is because we want to help people live out a life of faith that impacts generations. Yeah. And we know that, God's a generational God. Yeah. He's the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob.
Well, I even think of your story. You were raised in a ministry home, and now you're in, quote, we're all in full-time ministry, but you're in vocational ministry. So tell us a little bit about, so when we talk about legacy and you're talking about generational, how do you live that out? Or maybe let me start here. How did that get passed down from your father to you? Or did it get passed down? Or are you starting something new in your family lineage?
It definitely did. It's interesting when, I resigned from a really great church, a really great position a few years ago, almost 3 years ago. And it didn't make sense. Yeah. And people didn't understand. And I didn't even understand fully. And I remember my dad, he was like, what are you doing? He's like, what are you doing? What are you going to do? I was like, I don't know.
How are you going to support my grandkids?
He's like, well, just, I just don't understand. And I looked at him and I said, yeah, you do. Yeah. You did this. Because I remember. Yeah. He had a great job. And he was not in ministry. I think he was 29 years old. I was 5 years old. I barely remember it. And he loved to fish. And fishing's biblical as well, by the way. Yeah. It's in the Bible, So all the wives out there, it's just biblical,
We won't go down that road.
Yeah, shopping, I don't see it anywhere.
Yeah, I don't see that anywhere.
Anyway, so he had a bass boat, had a great job, and he was fishing one day, and God had been dealing with him. And he felt called to ministry. Yeah. And he quit his job. We moved cities, moved a few hours away so he could go to Bible school. And he was managing grocery stores, and then we moved and he went to Bible school during the day, and at night he was a stock boy. Yeah. At Piggly Wiggly. I don't know if they're around here, but there's a grocery store called Piggly Wiggly.
Yeah. I think most of those went out of business.
I don't know. Maybe because of the name. I don't know. Anyway, so like he sacrificed so much, and I'm sure that his friends, his family didn't understand. And it's just interesting that my path has been very similar. Yeah. It's like it's been passed down to me to sacrifice and to serve and to make crazy decisions for God. Yeah. And I'm just continuing that legacy.
Yeah. I'm listening to that, and I'm thinking about the fact that, if you're going to build something that has legacy, whether it's your family, whether it's a ministry, whether it's a business, legacy is going to cost you. It doesn't come free. There's a sacrifice that has to be made. And when you think about some of the things in our culture, they're almost anti-sacrifice, work for it kind of thing. And so as you're building that legacy, tell me a little bit about maybe how you're building that even in your own family, even though some of your kids are younger. But
we have 4 kids. The oldest just turned 16. He's driving. And my other son, the next oldest, he just turned 13. Yeah. And then our daughter is about to turn 11. And then we have a 5-year-old. Yeah. So we're not bored.
I've been in their house. I can tell you they're not bored at all.
I'm just trying to prioritize. I know I get one shot at this. Yeah. And I can't have a church called Legacy and not, do a good job. So I want to do a good job with my own family. And I want to do everything I can to raise them up. They're my first disciples. Yeah. And so, little things like just creating moments that they'll remember forever. Like even a few days ago, Pierce, the one that just turned 13, his dream gift for his 13th birthday was to go to the Dallas Cowboys game. And I was like, maybe. And I looked up tickets. I was like, probably not, And then I just had a friend that hooked me up. And so we were able to go do that. And so I'm really trying to create moments, not just recreation, not just cool moments like going to a Cowboys game, but like spiritual moments. Sitting in scriptures, having these moments where we teach our kids, ongoing conversations. I mean, it's interesting. Kids, when they actually decide to open up, it's at the worst times. It's like the most inconvenient. It's like at midnight and I'm fried. I don't even know where I'm at.
Knock on the door.
It's like, so, but I know that, like my oldest, he's 16.
Yeah.
2 more years and he can not live there anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to, I'm flying back early to catch a football game. On Thursday, and so just because I don't want to miss. So I'm just trying to model the presence and being there because I know this is a season that I won't ever get back.
I love that, modeling in the present. Taking present opportunities and seizing those moments. I remember a couple of times with my son and my daughter. My daughter was the one that was knocking on the door at midnight. And I'm thinking, okay, get your mom and you guys go in the other room. But then just taking those moments. So Legacy Church, tell me a little bit about some of the values that you guys are trying to build in Legacy Church, and how do you feel like that's going to cause the generations beyond what's taking place in these first 9 months? You're building for generations. So what are some of the foundations that you feel like are important in order for people to build legacy?
Well, we intentionally kind of started slow, and we wanted to build a foundation. So I've sort of disciplined myself to not try to go real fast, which from where I come from, the churches I've been a part of, we went fast. And we went big. And I like it. And I love the energy and the adrenaline, and there's nothing wrong with that. But I think for me, kind of trying to look ahead, I'm just trying to build one family at a time, and just be okay with starting small. And so we're just trying. I want to know everybody's name in our church right now. I want to know the families. I want to have them over to my house. I want to have dinner. So that's a little bit the way we started. Obviously it's going to grow. Hopefully, and it won't always be that. But we started in our living room. We started with a Bible study. We had Easter in our backyard. We had, our neighbors were so mad. There was cars everywhere,
That's why you're selling your house and moving out of the neighborhood.
Right. So we try to just go slow. And we want Legacy Church to be around forever. Until Jesus comes back. So we've just tried to start a local church. And not compare ourselves to other churches, and not get antsy and impatient. It's been really hard for me, honestly.
Well, I know that we've had a couple of conversations where we've had to talk you off the wall a little bit. But, the thing about slow sometimes can be fast. But the speed that we measure, sometimes we're measuring numbers rather than the speed of the Spirit. Now, I don't want to sound like really super spiritual with that statement, but basically what I mean is sometimes in going slow, the momentum of the Holy Spirit within the lives of the people that you're working to see transformation takes place can happen quickly, rather than sometimes when we're going fast, we're building fast. Sometimes the speed of which we're going, it's like we're not being able to, take our time and get the brushstroke right. We're spray painting, so to speak. And not that there's anything wrong with either one of those models, because they both have their impact and their effect. But so what are some of the leadership principles that you feel like if someone is wanting to build disciples, what are some of the leadership qualities that you feel like as a senior leader that you've learned that are different from the leadership principles maybe that you walked in when you were in that church that was kind of moving and shaking?
Well, I mean, a lot of the leadership values that I have are from my past experiences in the few churches that I was involved with, and they haven't really changed. I think I'm just trying to slow down, and really, have life on life transformation, and I don't want to get.
So define life on life transformation. Well, somebody, that can mean anything.
Yeah.
To anybody.
Well,
what does that mean to you?
I found myself at some points during the last few years being so busy and so fried doing all the church things that I wasn't really meeting one-on-one with people.
Yeah.
And I wasn't really developing relationships. And I'm not blaming that on anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, that might just be a me issue, a scheduling issue, priority. I'm learning.
Yeah.
I'm doing my best. It's just, life sometimes feels like a roller coaster. And so, and I haven't even got it figured out, but I want to develop leaders and disciples that I can, pour into. We can become friends. We can build the church together. They can be there forever. We can help parent our kids, raise our kids together.
Yeah.
So I mean,
So if I'm sitting here, if I'm looking at a pendulum swing, okay, the thing that I would question is if you are looking to know everybody in the church, then there's a capacity, there's a lid that you end up with, because you only have so much capacity for relationship. So as you're discipling, are you discipling with the context that disciples make disciples?
Yeah, I mean, that's the end goal.
Yeah.
I know that this little season won't last forever.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to get I
just want to make sure somebody younger doesn't miss that point.
Yeah. It's 2 Timothy 2:2, the things that you've heard, entrust to reliable men that will also be able to teach others. I don't know if I quoted that perfectly, but that's the whole goal.
Yeah.
And we just started in our church. We're 9 months in. We just started our legacy groups, small groups. Uh-huh. And so we're already beginning that.
Yeah.
And I know that's where we're headed. And I know that there's going to be a day where I don't know everybody in the church or it'll be a struggle. And that's fine.
Yeah.
As long as everybody's taken care of.
Yeah.
And, but yeah, that's the reproduction and the multiplication. But as we started out, I didn't want to go so fast that we never enjoyed this little season.
Yeah.
And it's really been a lot of fun. It's been wild.
Yeah.
It's been wild, but it's been fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, we've got a lot of young leaders listening today. They're coming up through the ranks in their church, whether it's, a large church or a small church. And, what kind of words of advice would you want to give them? What would you want to say to them, maybe as a discipler of disciples? So,
yeah, I would say, I've struggled with failure. I don't like to fail.
Yeah.
And so that's one thing I've really had to work on, is being okay with making decisions and it not being perfect.
Yeah.
Whether that's, making a decision for the church or throwing an event or who to meet with or when to go fast and when to go slow and all that, when to start the church, when I overthink things a lot. So that's one of the things that I've had to really battle, is I am going to make mistakes, especially as a senior leader.
Yeah.
Because there's so much. I was thinking about it on the flight over here. I was like, all the things that a senior leader, whatever you want to call it, does, and from where I came from, I mean, I had a personal assistant for the last 12 years. I had associate pastors. We had, essential team that handled HR, finance, all the business stuff, which, by the way, was never taught in 7 years of Bible school.
Yeah, exactly.
Took a whole class on angelology, but didn't really have a business class. But so I'm just thinking of all the things that I'm trying to do. You know, got to be a visionary leader. You got to be a teacher. You got to be a preacher. You got to know enough about kids ministry and background checks and finance and worship team. And you got to have. I just had a conversation with a family that's leaving the church. How to handle that, and how to tell people that, and how to handle that emotionally.
Yeah.
Just all the different things. I mean, I'm learning things I never wanted to learn. You know, like how to edit videos and graphics and Canva and all that stuff. So I'm social media. Somebody the other day was like, "Man, someone's really getting after social media," and I'm like, "It me," you know. Like for now, it's me, you know.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I'm just doing my best, and I'm going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
And I have made mistakes, Bobby.
It's okay to make mistakes.
I've made them, and I've had to
as long
apologize.
as we learn from them,
Let me tell you a story. You don't have like a text message, you know, like where you send the whole church you send the whole church a text message. And I did something where it sent the text message. This just happened. And it said, "Hey, first name," to the whole church.
Oh,
because it's like this, you know, it puts in their name, but I copy and pasted something. I did something wrong. I know what I did, but it's just hard to. And the whole church got a text message.
Name.
Here I am trying to be a pastor and local, and we're, you know.
I get your text.
Yeah.
I must have missed that one.
You didn't get it?
I probably got it. I just didn't read over it.
It said, "Hey, first name."
Yeah.
So.
Well, I just took that as, that's my name. Hey, first name.
It was so embarrassing.
Yeah.
Like I thought about that for a whole week.
Yeah. So one last word for everybody. Tell us how do you recover from maybe mistakes like that? How do you recover? What do you say to yourself, and how do you move forward and keep your emotions high and keep yourself anchored and moving forward?
Well, I mean that's a silly example. It was hard for me to get over it, but I've had other failures, you know, big moral stuff when I, like in my season of rebellion, and then I've made leadership mistakes. I haven't done everything perfect. And I've really had to discipline my heart and my mind to understand that God doesn't see me as a failure when I fail.
Yeah.
That I can just learn from it and move on.
Yeah.
And that it's just going to exist. It's not like I'm going to learn from this failure and then I'm not going to do it again.
Yeah.
I'm going to fail.
Yeah.
You can fail an accident. And so just knowing God's heart for me when I fail has really helped me. And just seeing, raising kids, we see this.
Yeah.
When they're learning to walk, it's not like they just go from like rolling around and crawling to walking.
Yeah.
They fall down.
Yeah.
And I don't ever make fun of them for that.
Yeah.
I don't yell at them for that. I'm not slapping them around. I'm not looking at them like they're stupid. Like, no, I'm helping them up.
Yeah.
And that's me. That's my flawed human heart.
Yeah.
How much more does God see us?
Yeah.
When we make a mistake in leadership or as a pastor, as a Christian leader. And that's really helped me, that picture of like us falling down, and God's heart is like learn from it and move on.
Yeah. Awesome. Hey, give us one more nugget. I know we're probably running a little bit over time, but I think about you and your wife, and I've been in your home. I've watched you guys interact. If you could talk maybe just one or two words of advice or exhortation about having a healthy marriage and ministry, what would you say?
Well, I would say, it sounds so simple. I don't know if I can come up with something real deep, but Ashley and I talk all the time.
Yeah.
Like we stay up way too late talking and catching up and sharing our heart. And I think that's really been a good thing for us.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that we don't know about each other. Like we know everything about each other. We are best friends. We don't have separate lives, and we make time. And when there's things that there's things that we need to do better at. Like we don't pray together a lot.
Yeah.
Like that's the one thing that we've talked about. Like we need to pray more. We need to, but we talk and we communicate and we spend time with each other, and we're completely vulnerable, completely transparent with each other. And that has just been incredible through the hard times. we're best friends.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's been good.
I often say communication breeds confidence. And when you're communicating and you're sharing your heart with each other, then you're building a foundation for confidence in your marriage, confidence in your partner. Yeah. But hey, it's been a great talk today. I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope you've learned something from it. So here's what we want to challenge you to do. We want to challenge you to build your life for legacy. Build a foundation so that the generations that follow you will see the Lord command his blessing upon generation, upon generation, even to the 1,000th generation. And we're going to break off those curses of the forefathers, and we're going to see legacy emerge out of everything that we do. So thanks for being a part of LINC Talks Podcast today. God bless you. Have a good day.